In at number 5, we have got the EMP SMG. Now, there really isn't much that wrong with this gun. However, its problem is that it's too similar in terms of magazine size, fire rate, and damage model to guns such as the Sten, the Welgun, the MP40, and the only disadvantage which this gun has got, which those other guns do not have, is a much increased vertical and horizontal recoil. This gun kicks up and to the right quite a lot, whereas those other 3 guns mentioned are very stable. Therefore, I would suggest to improve and buff this gun to increase the fire rate, to differentiate it and make it a bit more unique. In at number 4, we have got the Commando carbine bolt-action weapon in the medic class. Now, although this gun does have a built-in suppressor, it is disadvantaged in almost every way compared to every other bolt-action gun in the game, especially the jungle carbine, which is also in the medic class. It's got really bad bullet velocity and low massive damage drop-off, which makes it useless to use at medium to long range, and therefore you're forced to use it aggressively in close range, which one kind of defeats the point of the suppressor unless you're flanking with it, but you're essentially going to be disadvantaged because this gun at close range is going to be worse than every single other possible gun that anyone else could use. So to improve and buff this gun, I would suggest either increasing the fire rate to allow you to be able to miss more shots in those close range engagements, or increasing bullet velocity and damage at range. In at number 3, we have got the semi-automatic Johnson rifle from the assault class, and this gun is at a disadvantage compared to all other semi-automatic weapons. As you can see here, while it has one of the most slow reloads in the game, and I'm having to reload, even if it's just reloading 5 rounds triple clips in the middle of a gunfight, and having to reload individual bullets extremely slowly, even with a faster 15% specialization increase, it's therefore, not usable with the slow fire rate as well in any close range, even medium range engagements. It's solely used for long range, and therefore that slow fire rate is what needs to be improved. So a combination of increasing that reload time, because it literally has to reload individual bullets or stripper clips, or slightly increasing the fire rate to make it more viable in those closer range engagements. That's what can make this gun a bit better and more viable, and perhaps you would see it be used more in the game. Just before we get into the weapon ranked in at number 2 in this list, please be sure to leave a comment below on what your top 5 weapons are that you would be buffing if you could. In at number 2, we have got the Type 97 machine gun from the support class. Firstly, as you'll see throughout this clip, the damage model is extremely bad, getting incredibly high amounts of hit markers and no kills. It's got a 25 round magazine, which again, compared to the average magazine size of its time and other guns in the class such as the Bren or the Madsen, which have 30 plus rounds, the 25 rounds is therefore not as much. The reload time as well, especially on an empty magazine, as you can see, is extremely slow, and you can't cancel the reload halfway through to finish the reload quicker, because it will literally not finish reloading the magazine. And so overall, it's disadvantaged in many ways. And to buff this weapon, of course, you don't want to change the magazine size, which is historically accurate to that time, if possible. So to improve this gun, I would definitely suggest increasing that reload time, because 25 rounds needs to have a faster reload time than those guns which have got those bigger magazine sizes, so you can put more rounds through the weapon per minute, as well as definitely needing an increase in that damage output because it gets way too many hit markers. Let's move in on number 1 in the list. In at number 1, we have got the Selbstlader semi-automatic sniper rifle from the Scout class. Now, although this gun does have the best bullet velocity and kind of 2-shot kill potential out of all the other semi-automatic snipers in the game, it is disadvantaged, again, such as the Johnson rifle. It's extremely slow reload time, of which, with any sight option, unless you're on iron sights, you have to reload individual bullets. So it's therefore got an extremely slow fire rate, as well as only having 5 rounds in the magazine, compared to other semi-automatic snipers like the ZH or the RSC, which can have 6 rounds, which can therefore increase its kill potential from 3. This gun is therefore capped at 2, unless the enemies you're shooting at are already damaged, and again, it still can't get a one-shot headshot. Therefore, your kind of max kill potential with this gun is going to be 2 kills if you're going to be doing all the damage yourself. To buff this weapon, I would suggest increasing the reload time at least by 15 to 20%, as well as potentially, for the first time, making a semi-automatic weapon have a one-shot headshot kill potential from within a very close range. Of course, you don't want to make it one-shot headshot at medium to long range, but definitely if it gives it an advantage over all the other semi-autos at close range when it's disadvantaged in every other way, such as fire rate or amount of rounds and reload time.
Warriors around, don't get caught in the mosh pit. Fuel to the fire, ain't nobody can stop it. Trouble in my city, but you know I'm across it. Got a 40 on my hip and I'm liable to spark it.